We're here with Ola Hemphill, the author of These Kids Have Changed. Hi, Ola.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Could you tell us a little bit about the inspiration for this book and what it does?
Well, this is my third edition classroom management book. I started out in 1984 by writing my first book exclusively for teachers only, because at that time I felt that teachers really needed to have a plan that they could present for children to follow, that would allow them to do what needed to be done with very little input coming from parents and or administrators. I have, over the years, I've had such support for what I wrote that I've been asked many times over to write a book that could be used by parents and others who are involved in the process of educating students. And so now I have this third edition book, which is written to be used by teachers, administrators, parents, churches, anyone or any organization that would like to come together and partner to do what needs to be done to create the best educational environments that are possible so that children can learn and do the things that they need to do. I was always very concerned, and to this day continue to be concerned, about being able to present a well-organized plan that children can follow. We do an excellent job as teachers, even at home. We give children rules to follow, but many times we don't really take the time to give them a systematic procedure to make sure that they follow the rules that we are trying to get them to follow. So that really is the goal with the plan that I developed, to make sure that not only do we state the rules and things that we'd like the children to do, but they actually have a systematic approach from A to Z to give them an opportunity to know whether they're doing very well with following what we'd like them to do. They can see what's done, what they do in writing, and we can give feedback without being overly verbal. And so this is the purpose of my plan, and today it is my hope that through this book, parents, churches, and many other organizations and people can become involved in the process in such a way that everybody knows that it is a well-organized process that people can follow and also get great feedback on. I really wanted parents to give them an opportunity to become more empowered in the process of what happens with their children in school. Because when you think about it, most of the time, parents are receivers of information. They go to schools, they talk with teachers, and they're very polite, and teachers give them all this great information. But I felt that it was very important now to give parents, grandparents, opportunities to have a total picture of what's involved in classroom management, such that if necessary, a parent could literally read my book and they could present a plan to the schools that their child or children attend. We really need to move more in the direction of partnering, and it needs to be well organized, and so this really is the goal.
Now, as a pastor, I think it's very important that as believers we realize and understand that biblically it's a real God-ordained responsibility of society to educate children in the best possible way, to give them the skills that they need to succeed in life, to give them the values that will help them achieve success.
Well, you know, when you think about it, where does everything start for a child? It starts in the home, and then they go to school, and they spend years and years in school. And we have an obligation to contribute to the Christian way of life as far as ensuring that our children know how to follow rules. We present rules, and then we want them to be good human beings and follow what needs to be done so that they can grow up and do great things with their life. And we all have to make a contribution to that. It starts with parents, it progresses to teachers, and hopefully in the course of all of that, they are involved and engaged in some wonderful church that we're all working together again as a collaborative effort as partners. And so the greatest amount of learning other than children being at home is going to happen in schools.
Right.
So we're all part of that process.
Yeah. Now, like you're saying, this is really about forming a child and not conforming them, but really encouraging them to reach their full potential as a human being created in the image of God.
Well, you know, it's so important, and I believe that we talk about, for instance, a child going into the workplace or even going to school, and they enter schools or they enter the workplace, and all of a sudden they are exposed to a very organized system where there is some form of monitoring taking place to make sure that they do the things they need to do. Well, with this book, I wanted that monitoring possibly, as much as possible, to start in the home. In other words, we need to make real sure our children understand that there are rules to follow and there are systems in place to make sure that you are following rules and getting what you need out of that to make sure that you grow up to be the best human being you can possibly be. And so children really must understand that in order to be a good human being, there's order. God is a God of order. And so whatever we do, if we keep that in mind and understand that whatever we do that helps our children to follow rules, to be more systematic about what they need to do, all of that contributes to making them a better human being. Because again, when you talk about the ones who don't fare very well as far as crime and all of that, well, isn't that the problem, that they're not following rules? Maybe they haven't been trained very well, totally out of order. And so that's exactly what we don't want to happen to our children.
Right.
So everybody in a child's life, a parent, a grandparent, teacher, pastors, tutors, whoever, we all have a contribution that we need to make.